I am happy to be here to witness this historic and historical moment. You know, the Accountant General and your staff, your team, you don't know what you have done or what you are doing by making these various steps in the building of a culture for this country. Usually, people ask, what's the fuss? What's the fuss about these things? Are systems such a big deal? Why are people talking a lot about systems? Oh yes, systems, and in particular these PFM reforms, are a big deal. They're a big deal because those nations that we admire, that we visit, and we see people complying. You find people in the streets are walking as if they have a conductor who's guiding them how to walk, where to stop. When you see people, the way they drive cars in some countries, and how we drive here, you may think those people there, they are different human beings. The answer is no. The people there, they have the same traits like all human beings, the way we are. The difference is, in their countries, in these nations, they have built very effective systems to elicit compliance. And that compliance brings a culture, creates a culture that makes society very organized. So that's why I am very enthusiastic bystander and promoter of those who work to build systems. And I thank the Accountant General and the entire Treasury for leading us in this revolution in the country. Most of the things I should be saying have been presented here. So I will try to say what they haven't presented by picking out a few things. This upgrade, as they have told us, commenced in January 2021. This was at the peak of the pandemic. But despite this pandemic and its disruptions, the IFMS system upgrade was successfully completed on time and in budget. The upgraded system is officially being launched at a time when we are also aligning our budgeting system, our budgeting processes to the program-based budgeting. And this, therefore, is going to enable us as government to effectively implement this animal code program-based planning and budgeting. Because as government, we have been used to working in silos. All entities, those votes they have shown us there and their subventions, they want to sit in their rooms alone and protect their money. What we call, this is our money. They plan around that money. The director budget is not around. I think he has stepped out. Those guys issue what they call ceilings, and the guys work around the ceilings, not for the objectives of the country, but to fit within that ceiling. And when they hit it, they outline other things they call unfunded priorities. Usually the list of unfunded priorities is longer than the budget itself. And they present it to Parliament. And they say, look, we have these critical things to do, we don't have money. Then the story, you know it very well. Years and years of supplementary budgets. Now, we need all of us to go and sleep today at around 2 a.m. reflect on which type of Uganda do we want to see, and how do we get this Uganda to work this way. How? The point is how. How? That's the password. How? Once you reflect on that, on the how, you realize that what these guys have been doing here, presenting to us, the problems the Accountant General told you they faced 20 years ago, carrying the money in the sacks. I used to see you from a distance when I was a younger boy, the way government was operating. They announced that all the salaries of some military officers and soldiers serving in this area, they have disappeared with someone called Vyakutaga. Vyakutaga. Up to today, we don't know whether Vyakutaga was a person or a ghost or something, but suddenly disappeared. Today, no one can disappear with someone's salary. You people, you don't know what you've done for this country. You sat down and thought, how do we go about this? And these things are done elsewhere. So, as we implement this program-based planning and budgeting framework, where I've already heard that some people are grumbling, oh, now this budget, this new system is not going to work, it's going to cause problems. Interestingly, including my own people also in the ministry. You have heard the story here of the systems you are celebrating today. When you are starting the journey, how people were looking at them. Reforms are usually like that because they disrupt status quo. And usually status quo has beneficiaries. There will always be winners and losers in reforms. What we need to do is to balance up so that there are minimal losers and more winners. but not to think that the status quo should continue indefinitely. So I thank you for bringing all of those benefits that the upgraded IFMS is going to bring to our operations. And I wish to particularly applaud the teams that have been presented here for ably leading or spearheading the upgrading of these systems. And also to thank our partners who have also been presented here, the Oracle Consulting Services team, for that technical support, as well as professionalism that you've exhibited in this upgrading venture. Now, going forward, there are some key aspects which we should consider in the PFM system automation, including, but not limited to, 1, big data analytics, whereby we need to use the data that we've accumulated over time to inform decisions and planning. You have a wealth of data that you've accumulated. This data, you know, these days big data is gold. Big data is oil. I think you've realized as you are typing on your phone, you don't suffer like in the past. The robot in your phone knows your mind and the usual words that you use. They help you. As you are typing, they bring a word. They say, you want to type this. And you just click on. That's better. The guys are seated somewhere. They are reading us every now and again. Which words does Ramadan use so often? When he's angry? When he's happy? Which type of items does he want in life? Those of you on social media, even if now you don't follow anyone like on Twitter, they will know that your interest is in this line, financial matters. And those tweets come in your log. They don't bring things to do with weddings, because you are not. Those who want weddings also get usual updates of weddings. This big data. Now, as this data that you have accumulated, we need to use it for those purposes of also understanding accounting officers in local governments. Which habits do they have? How do we cure them going forward? Integration of these systems should be emphasized. As a ministry, we took a decision to say, let Treasury take the lead in managing systems, which are concerning budgeting and
recording
financing of budgeting. You can hear they have started recording at this moment. Very important. The bad thing, the director budget is not in the room. Please, we no longer have time to waste on the systems, being here and there. I've seen you are integrating with so many systems. Please, I want, beginning next financial year, this one we are budgeting, to emphasize the issue of getting the PBS and IFMS speak the same language. And we shouldn't delay anymore on that one. It's not about my mandate, or you can remain with your mandate, but when the systems are managed in an integrated manner. We are one family. We should work as a ministry. When I talk about integration of systems, it reminds me of now a few lessons I've learned in a few travels I've had at our missions. There it is worse. You guys, you are operating as if you are different republics. These missions are very small entities, but now you go as a treasury, you upgrade, or you work with them. You teach them how to use your systems. You come back. As you are flying back from Washington, another team is on the plane, passing Amsterdam, going to Washington. Which team is this? Budget. To talk about PBS. As it is flying back, internal auditor general is in my office complaining. For us also, we want to go. Why are we not going? Please sit down and ensure that you create a team. Whenever you are going out there, even here internally, to visit any site, let this be systems upgrade for all. Let it be training for all the systems in one room. On that team, put a person from treasury, budget, internal audit. And you will save resources, but most importantly, you will create that chemistry which is required to have results for the systems to speak to each other. Consolidation of the systems is also there. Resilient PFM systems also are needed. You know, beyond the COVID pandemic, we urgently need to build resilient systems by re-engineering the processes and adopting innovative ICT tools that can improve preparedness to respond effectively to the future emergencies, because they are there, and also mitigate disruptions associated with them. I always tell people, crises are like buses. In our case here, like taxis or borders. Always another one is on the way as one is leaving the stage. You know, as you stand on the stage there, waiting for a border, as one is parking, another is on the way. This one is leaving. That's how also crises are. From COVID, we are in Ebola. From Ebola, we are coming to another one. Some zonks are coming. Don't ask me what are zonks. We didn't know what Ebola was or COVID. So some other crisis is coming. Of course, cybersecurity, a good thing you are already